Audio Jungle.
Is Operation Return the Naira you have in exchange for new Naira? Else, it will lose its value in your hands. This is our discussion today. My name is ADS. Many people have no business with the bank. Some claim the banks are the real criminals with their deduction every now and then. Some, for the fear of fraudsters hijacking their accounts and milking it dry, they keep their money with them at home. And then the others that can't explain the source of their money have made a decision never to have anything to do with the banks. Instead, the money is buried on the ground, kept in graveyards, and some sunk in sewage tanks. How much of the Naira in circulation do you think is outside of the bank? Let's find out. Watch.
There are a number of reasons why I think the central bank, in its own statement, says it has chosen to do this. One of it is national security. There's 3.2 trillion naira in circulation. Out of 3.2 trillion naira in circulation, which means when we say a currency is in circulation, it means it is outside of the central bank, either in the banks, deposit money banks, or in the hands of just individuals as cash, right? So 3.2 trillion naira, 2.7 trillion of that is outside the banking system. That's more than 80%. That is a national security implication to start with.
3.2 trillion naira in circulation, 2.7 trillion naira outside of the banks. Where is this money? It can't be abroad because nobody spends naira in abroad. The money is in this country, probably buried somewhere and rotting away. Now, the Central Bank of Nigeria, with the permission of the president, has decided to change some naira notes, which includes 200, 500, and 1,000 naira notes. And the general public are expected to return to the banks the naira with them on or before 31st January 2023. Here the CBN Governor, Godwin MFLA, speak more on this. Watch.
The management of the CBN has sought and obtained the approval of President Muhammadu Buhari to redesign, produce, release, and circulate new series of banknotes at 200 naira, 500 naira, and 1,000 naira levels. In line with this approval, we have finalized arrangements for the new currency to begin circulation from December 15, 2022, after its launch by President Muhammadu Buhari. The new and existing currencies shall remain legal tender and circulate together until January 31, 2023, when the existing currencies shall cease to be legal tender.
This decision to redesign the naira notes seems not to be cool with the finance minister, Zainab Ahmed. Here the finance minister, watch.
It was an announcement that we heard, and I've seen...
Okay, you too, you just saw the press release like every other body.
Part of the reasons that was advocated is that's one of the ways to mop up liquidity to manage inflation. But there are also consequences that we're also looking at. What would the consequences be? There will be some benefits, but there will be some challenges. And I don't know whether the monetary authorities have actually looked very closely as to what the consequences are and then how they can be mitigated. So I still advise that you have that discussion with the monetary authority.
The finance minister claimed there will be consequences for redesigning our currency and that her ministry was never informed. Is it possible she was never informed? Let's find out. Watch.
Let me explain something. The decision-making process in the central bank is in two phases most of the time. One, the Committee of Governors. I want you to note the term governors with an S. That is to say, the governor and the 4 deputy governors of the central bank who make up the Committee of Governors. The second level is the Board of Directors, which has the governor and the 4 deputy governors, 5 internal members, and 7 external members. Among the 7 external members of the board is the permanent secretary of the Federal Ministry of Finance. So the question is that this decision must have gone through the board. The permanent secretary of the Federal Ministry of Finance must have been there. did he or she, I don't know who the permanent secretary is now, did he or she not inform the minister that this sort of decision was taken at the board? I don't know the answer to that. So there is an institutional mechanism, and I'm sure it is respected. But if you are talking about going personally to brief the minister, it is not required and it's not necessary. So let me explain.
There's almost an impossibility that the Ministry of Finance is unaware of that decision of the CBN.
Good.
That's what you're saying. So because of the presence of the permanent secretary on the board.
That's what I'm saying.
So there is a miscommunication somewhere.
Probably.
The permanent secretary, Ministry of Finance, is a member of the governing board in the CBN. How can the minister say she's not aware of the decision to redesign the Naira by the CBN when her permanent secretary sits on the board of the CBN where this decision was taken? This probably tells us that there is no synergy in the Ministry of Finance. Again, instead of taking back our money to the bank, some people have already started swapping the Naira for the dollar, and that keeps increasing the value of the dollar against the Naira. The demand for dollar now is too high. It is now 800 Naira to $1 in the black market. Many people ask, why now of all times to redesign the Naira? Does this announcement by the CBN have anything to do with the 2023 general elections? Let's find out. Watch.
A lot of people have raised concerns about the timing of this, especially looking at the fact that we have a general election.
What does that have to do with an election?
That is why I'm asking you.
It has absolutely nothing to do. It has absolutely nothing, except we're saying that the election, if it's become illegal to buy votes, for example, that's absolutely nothing to do with an election. And when we're talking about the timing, the point is that, look, when is the right time? Number one, that there has to be a bit of element of surprise. Let me tell you what this is targeting, apart from the fact that, okay, the central bank is trying to say that, look, 80% of money in circulation is outside the banking sector. We need to pull this money in. A lot of people are saying that's what they call black money, all right? Black money is illegal money, maybe money from drugs and all of these kind of things, including money that politicians are sitting on illegally or civil servants. People in this country, people put money inside soakaway. They put money inside, inside of a head tank and so on. Yeah. Sometimes the money comes and it becomes useless. And so on and so forth. We knew the case of Andrew Yakubu, who kept $10 million inside one room in Sabuntasha in Kaduna.
Even the 53 cases
in 1984, fine. We know about, what about the 50-something million in somewhere in Ikoyi and so on. That's how people stash money in this country. And we're saying that there's no money in the country. We're saying that people are poor. Let them bring the money. Even if the money went to the banks, let the banks use it to lend out. So we need, look, in a country where you have so much problem, kidnapping, counterfeiting, almost every state in this country, just Google it, in every state in this country they have caught counterfeiters of Naira, and they target 500 and 1,000 Naira.
Okay, so it has nothing to do with the elections. There is so much money in circulation, but the money has been locked up by a few. It is time to move it out. And I do know that the Economic and Financial Crime Commission, EFCC, is already at alert to grab anybody found with too much money he or she cannot explain during this process of returning the Naira to the bank. And that is why most people are converting to the dollar now and mounting pressure on the Naira. It is very possible that before December 2022, Naira will hit 1,000 Naira to $1. In conclusion, this step taken by the CBN might not totally solve the problem it has been proposed to solve, but to some extent, it will take off the mess we are already in. Return your money to the banks now before it becomes ordinary paper. Of course, you know I must end with this. Hope you are ready for 2023. Make sure you vote, and please, vote right, vote wise. I'll see you again.
Please subscribe to this news channel. Let me be your news blog, and I'll keep you updated.